Minecraft needs a movement update. A little over a month ago, Mojang released a snapshot for Minecraft that, amongst other things, finally gives minecarts a long overdue update, increasing their movement speed, removing their derailing, and even letting them keep their momentum when launching off an unfinished track. Finally, they might truly be worth the hassle of creating infrastructure for. That got me thinking. Though these changes are helping alleviate the sluggishness of transport movement, moving around in Minecraft in of itself as a player is typically quite the slog. So in this video, I'm going to be exploring 3 different ways movement in Minecraft could really be expanded upon so as to make it far more fun. My name is Neko. If you enjoy this video, be sure to subscribe for more like it in the future. Back in the very beginning, there used to be only one way to get around: walking. Then shortly thereafter, they added pig riding, minecarts, boats, horses, and then finally sprinting. Oh, and also elytra, I guess, which ruined my marriage. The differentiation between these different means of movement are pretty minimal. Horses are effectively faster players, pigs and minecarts are players that move automatically, though you can't influence the direction of the latter, and boats are players that can move on water. Oh, and there are also ender pearls, I guess, which let you skip big distances at the cost of your health, but they're not very interesting either. Elytra flight is the only method of motion in the game that functions in a drastically different way from any other, requiring thoughtful weaving through the air so as to retain both your speed and your altitude. Or it would be if they didn't add rocket boosting, which lets you just right-click and then fly in a straight line. Cool, thanks, great, yeah. That is to say, all of these methods of moving around are kinda boring.
I think
movement
sucks.
You know a game where moving around isn't boring? Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Ah yeah! Sonic is a game series all about skillfully maintaining speed whilst travelling through a level. The fun isn't just derived from exploring new locales, listening to a great soundtrack, or defeating cool enemies, though those are definitely also selling points. The primary enjoyment of the game comes directly from how well you navigate the terrain in as swift and precise a manner as possible. This is because, on a fundamental level, playing Sonic well means playing Sonic in a way that is the most fun. Charging up a spin dash to go flying off a slope and precisely landing where you want to just feels great. Now, you may be thinking, how can we apply this sort of philosophy to Minecraft? Minecraft doesn't have slopes after all, it's all blocks. To that I say, yeah, wait, what? Though we can't translate Sonic's game mechanics, understanding that movement in of itself can be the fun derived from a game is, I think, an important first step to improving things. With that in mind, what game could we look at that manages to incorporate the sense of flow into movement, whilst also operating on a grid-based map too? Mega Man X. By the end of the game, X has 2 vital abilities that drastically increase his mobility: his dash, which allow him to cross short distances much quicker, and his wall jump, which allows him to scale vertical surfaces through some precise button inputs. And hey, look, these little drone guys even, mine the highway in this first level. See, it's an appropriate comparison. We could also give Steve an arm cannon.
Yeah.
But I think that's a video for another time.
Aww.
So, why give the player these 2 abilities in Minecraft? Well, for the dash, the ability to quickly move yourself out of harm's way is an incredibly valuable tool in any player's arsenal, especially a Minecraft player who has to contend with powerful projectile enemies like the skeletons. Being able to quickly dash to either side of a stray arrow encourages you to exercise your attention and reflexes, and rewards you thusly for doing just that. Being able to move around faster in short little bursts is also just very fun. Makes moving from A to B feel infinitely less sluggish, even if in the grand scheme of things, you're not actually moving that much faster. That's not all though. In Mega Man X2, X also gains the ability to air dash, which makes for an excellent way to traverse pits that are just that little bit too wide, and an awesome enhancement to the base ability, which could come in the form of an enchantment, for our purposes. Additionally, you could also turn this evasive roll into an offensive bash attack, smacking into your enemies like your Wario and sending them flying. Doing this in the air could also knock you back, allowing you to make cool inventive escapes through an ironic attack method. For the wall jump, I am of the opinion that this is the single biggest change Minecraft needs to make it an infinitely more fun game. I am 100% serious about this. You know how much of a nuisance it is to have to get to the top of a tree so you can chop it down, without leaving blocks floating at the top? What about when you're stuck in a pit without enough blocks and need to mine up a bunch so you can build your way out? Hell, even just scaling a steep cliff face. You're so limited, and you have to clumsily place a ton of filler blocks everywhere just so you can move around. It's not always the worst thing in the world. It is an extension of the core mechanic of building after all, but if you're forced to build things when you really would rather not, it's a huge hassle. And it's not fun either way, let's be real. Wall jump solves all these issues. Tree too tall? Wall jump it. Stuck in a pit? Wall jump it. Cliff too steep? You know you can wall jump that one too. Oh, it's such a lifesaver. I personally prefer it so that you need to alternate between different walls to continue wall jumping, but if you don't mind ladders becoming a redundancy, you could even have an enchantment that lets you scale individual surfaces too. Besides maybe obsidian. That would ruin the fight. Not only does it take a degree of skill to do properly, but pulling it off is satisfying. It's fun. Movement is fun like this. Oh, it's amazing. I like the wall jump so much, I think I'll marry it. Wheeze! Get the engagement ring! Dashing and wall jumping could be adapted into a variety of different maneuvers, like wall running. I don't really think this far ahead, but I've yet to see an implementation of such in Minecraft that I think both fits gameplay and plays particularly well. So, for the last addition to the player's movement toolkit, double jumping. With one small caveat. Once you jump, you only have 20 to 30 ticks to use your double jump, or you lose access to it until you hit the ground again. This is so that you can't cheese fall damage, and have to make use of it as a tool strictly for gaining verticality. Stick to your water bucket if you're trying to clutch fall damage, you pitiful wretch! Hey wait, did I say last edition? Yeah, last thing you can do without a new item. Grappling hooks are a long-desired addition to the game that would, as the name suggests, allow you to shoot terrain with a hook attached to a rope and grapple onto it. From there, you can jump from a height and swing around to your heart's content. I mean, hey, if Spider-Man can do it, why can't we? Here's the thing though, grappling hooks can be a giant pain, not only in how unwieldy they are, but also in just how ridiculously dangerous they are if not handled properly. It is incredibly easy to go flying with one of these things and swing your body right into a cliff, splattering yourself all over the place. If the fall damage you can take whilst using them is reduced to counterbalance this, then you run into the risk of potentially making them absurdly overpowered, like giving you the ability to flee any underground conflict, ancient cities included. See, a grapple that doesn't pull you forward, only letting you swing, is exceptionally situational, only really working as a worthwhile form of transport if you really set up the infrastructure to make it work, or build around places that inherently support utilizing them. Spider-Man lives in a city for a reason.
He stole that guy's pizza!
Those tall buildings? That's his infrastructure. It perfectly supports his desire to swing wherever he pleases. With this in mind, the best place to make use of a grappling hook is amplified world generation, where there is an unending amount of vertical terrain, floating or otherwise, to take advantage of. The Nether can also work, but that can be a lot more situational, and potentially more dangerous if you don't make any fire resistance potions beforehand. You goof. I don't know, is the fact that you'd have to build to make a grappling hook viable, like, a cool thing? Maybe, I don't know, you tell me. Tell me in the comments. Last thing on the list, crawling should be toggleable with a key. 1x1 mining is really fun. Okay, that's all I got. Like, subscribe, bye!